In my opinion, one of the most fun archetypes to play in Marvel Snap is the one where you copy your cards and you copy your cards and you copy your cards and you do some crazy stupid combo. In this deck, I got 3 of those lines for you, so let's jump into a little deck introduction. This is my Daken Surfer deck. I put it in air quotes because that's what it started out as way back in the day when we had +3 Galacta and stuff like that, and I was playing it on ladder a whole bunch. Then we had Iris take it to the Golden Gauntlet. She kind of innovated getting the Moon Girl in here. I was doing something similar in the space upon the time of Bastion's release, where I added the Vicky hand. But now, with the new Gambit, Horseman of Death coming out, it really synergizes together with the Victoria hand package, with the Moon Girl, with the Frigga, with being able to Grandmaster those and duplicate them. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into a card-by-card breakdown. First up in this list is Quinjet. Quinjet is kind of here for one reason only. That is to make your combo line smoother, make your created cards cheaper, and generally you're able to create more cards with the discount that happens, such as being able to play a created card alongside a Frigga on turn 5. That is a very particularly powerful play line. Just an overarching theme of this deck is you're a Grandmaster deck. You want to be thinking about what lanes you put what cards in. Generally, your surges, stuff like that, you want to be playing into the middle lane as to not, confuse your Grandmaster so you have 100% selectivity with them. So a card like Quinjet that has an ongoing text, I am often playing into the side lane on the first turn of the game. Nico Minoru is quite great in here. Not only does she serve as a copy card, she also serves as a draw engine to access your higher ceiling, your higher output combo lines. Additionally, she has the +2, which is quite good in this deck, and occasionally you get to remove a Limbo, although on your Daken games, Limbo does sometimes benefit you. All around, just a diverse toolkit. She's a staple in a lot of my deck building. She's, in my opinion, the best designed 1-drop in the game. She's just so much fun. And occasionally even you can play an Agony in her and you could do the double. There's so many play lines with Nico. You get her off a surge, you can copy her with Frigga. Such a fun card. Agony's in here pretty much to be a copy bot. You are often a little limited on board space, and what Agony allows you to do is increase the power of your lanes without taking up any additional board space. So whether you're copying your Gambit, your Victoria hand, your Daken, whether it's a Nico, it don't matter. You're playing Agony down first, you're playing the card you want to copy there later, and you're frigging it back to hand, you're duplicating the power that Agony gave you, and especially on your Daken lines, you're duplicating that even further with each shard that you discard. With one Daken down that's been buffed by Agony, it's like a double every time, but when you have 2 Agony buffed Dakens, her buff is effectively quadrupling every time you discard a shard. Surge serves a similar role to Quinjet here. Often you have a lot of lines where you want to play a 3-drop and 3-drop on 5. Surge allows you to get one of those guys down to 2 and enable some more play lines. Also, you're able to do stuff like top deck a Moon Girl, play down a turn 3 Moon Girl into some crazy strong hands, or you're able to get free 1-cost cards and you're able to stack those in very powerful ways, such as a turn 4 Quinjet plus Moon Girl. Overall, excellent card, our best cheat engine we have here. We love that she costs 2. Like I mentioned earlier, be sure you play her in the middle lane in most circumstances. Vicky Hand is surprisingly very much a role player in this deck. Normally, she is the star of the show, she steals the whole thing, but in this list, she's kind of your third copier, and she also serves as a support card when you are copying your other 2 primary targets. So she's just overall great, but you can get some crazy games like where you play down a Nico copy, a Victoria hand, a Frigga, a Vicky hand, a Grandmaster, a Moon Girl, and you're just playing out all created Victoria hands all game, and she stacks to being 10 plus power. So even though I say she's our third game plan, do not sleep on that game plan at all. Grandmaster is in here as a multiplier. That is for your duplication cards, such as Frigga, such as your Moon Girl, such as your power cards as well, like your Daken, of course. One synergy I would like to call out is actually the Gambit, and not Horseman of Death. I mean the regular Gambit. Being able to drop down a Grandmaster and drop down a Gambit on the last turn of the game is extremely powerful, especially off of Quinjet discounts. There are final turns where you're able to play Gambit, Grandmaster, get 4 kabooms. Stuff like that is just really fun. You just really need to be aware of where you're playing your on reveals in certain side lanes. Keep one genuinely free with only one on reveal card in it, because you want to tutor this guy and not be risking 50-50s as much as possible. Bullseye is probably the most narrow card in here. He's here for one reason, pretty obvious to everybody. He discards your Daken shards and enables that game plan. Besides that, he's not really doing anything. I know the deck is named Daken, but honestly, it should probably be named Frigga. This card is just ridiculous. She is probably the card you're happiest to draw alongside any of our game plans. She is what is our engine. She allows us to duplicate it and really get rolling downhill. She works very well with Grandmaster, oftentimes with how low the curve is here, especially if you have some Quinjet or Surge discounts. You're able to play down a card, Frigga it, you're able to have enough dumped out of your hand to where you could Moongirl that Frigga copy later, which is extremely strong and something you should look towards playing for. Gambit is in here almost strictly for the final turn. You want to hold this guy almost always. Not only is he just a good thing to duplicate and do multiple of on the last turn of the game, he gives you outs into matchups that you otherwise have no outs into, such as this is, I know I just said wait till turn 6, but this is situational. They play a Star-Lord down on turn 4 and you have priority and they only have one other card on the board. You're ripping this guy and you're taking a 50-50 to just win the game on the spot. If they're doing something like Tribunal, this guy gives you a chance to hit the Tribunal, hit the Onslaught, hit the Iron Man, and win the game on the spot. But he also serves as a backup to our Bullseye, being able to discard some Daken shards out from your hand after you've played a couple down, and that is extremely powerful. Even if you only hit one, you're still getting the Gambit effect and blowing up their board, and you're scaling up yours. He's a goat, just don't get too locked into playing him down on turn 3. That is quite scary. Gambit Horseman of Death, on the other hand, you do want to play him down on turn 3, you do want to get him back in your hand, and you do want to duplicate him again. He is very matchup dependent though, so be wary. If we're playing a Star-Lord gamer, you actually really don't care about this guy at all. He's kind of the least of your concerns. You want to prioritize finding that Daken line and raising your ceiling. So this deck, having a bunch of game plans, they all have different strengths, so you need to be aware of which one to prioritize. For example, on Show Lao games, where you have the Daken line, or you could pick the Gambit Horseman of Death line, you probably should pick the Gambit Horseman of Death line to blow up their entire board, their Maverick, their card they buff with the Maverick, all that. You want to blow up their entire board. With all that being said, him giving you the power to do that and to flip some of these matchups that would otherwise be hard for you is extremely noteworthy. All-around general all-star in this deck. I would say he's probably second to Daken, although he is much more consistent, being that you only need to copy him himself. I would also be remiss to say that you might look at this deck and be like, how are you hitting his condition? How are you getting 6 cost of created cards consistently? And that is because most of what we are copying is 3 cost cards, so you only need 2 3-cost copy cards to trigger it, or on a game where you have a bunch of Vicky hand copies, you need 3 Vicky hands. In a pinch, you could play out the Daken shards as well. They count as created cards, but I wouldn't really advise doing that unless you have no way to get them out of hand and get the power. But in those games, and if you have Vicky hands down, they could be pretty big. Rolling right into the next card, Daken is our ceiling raiser. He is the least consistent part about this deck, but when you get to see him, when you get to do what he does, you will go super tall. You will do 32 power, you will do 64 power. Off a crazy draw, you will do hundreds. I will say one very noteworthy thing to play around though is be wary of Fin Fang Foom decks. Stuff like Star-Lord will often throw priority, which is crazy. It's very hard for a Daken combo deck to take priority, but when they just play no cards the entire game and they end up not having priority, then you do your crazy pop off, you get your Daken huge, and they steal all of that pop off for themselves and then multiply it. So whenever you are able to, you want to be getting this guy into the back row. And a sneaky way to do that is actually with Grandmaster. If you have 2 cards down middle, Daken on a side lane, you can play the Grandmaster down and move him from front row to back row. So be very wary of that. Try to get him in the back row whenever possible. Abuse the games where you can't interact with you and you have the Daken combo. That's one other thing to mention. Your Bullseye is a very weak point, and additionally you would like to get him into the back row to avoid things like a CGR. You'd also like to get him in the lane with other cheap cards to avoid stuff like a Deafening Chord. But of course, not every deck runs that stuff, so just be aware and have your suspicions, and when you do have them, trust your gut. Moon Girl is the other card the deck should be named after. Frigga. Moon Girl is such a goat. She just gives you 3 created cards typically back into your hand. I will say you do want to be wary about stuffing your draws with her, so try to keep just 3 cards in hand, or 3 cards in hand, then you draw 1, then you play the Moon Girl, and then you get, boom, you get the full benefit, and you get to draw a card. You know what you want to duplicate with her. You want to duplicate Vicky, you want to duplicate either of the Gambits, you want to duplicate your Daken, but one sneaky thing is if you draw a late Moon Girl, and say you have a Quinjet down, or say you get a Surge discount, you can actually play Daken plus a Moon Girl on the final turn and get an additional 1 to 2 to even more shards into your hand and raise that ceiling so exponentially high. So be very wary for those lines. Alright, thank you guys for getting this far into the video. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Give me a like, give me a sub. I appreciate it very much. We are still well on our way to 1,000. We just crossed over 700 at the time of recording this, which is crazy given how short I've been on YouTube. So let me know if you try out the deck. All to be above, we're going to hop into some gameplay. We did get a bonus game for you guys, so there's going to be 6 games coming up. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy. We had some pretty good success with this deck. Some cope stays that I made banking on some lucky Gambits that may or may not have paid off. You'll have to stick around and see. Alright, here we are back with another gameplay section. Jumping into game 1. I like our hand so far. We got a lot of duplicators. We got cloning bats. We just need a card to duplicate, any card to duplicate. Probably with this hand, Vicky or Gambit would be the best, dependent on what we're up against. That a lot of the times determines what game line you go to play. Murder World. Opponent snapped. I wonder if they got their Vicky or something. Let's see. Playing this would give me 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in hand. Oof. That is a lot, but then both Nikos become... There's 0 drops, so I think I'll stay. Oh, okay. We still get 1 free Nico. Surge proc. Frigga doesn't go off, but we get a Frigga back to hand. That's a weird snap. Not knowing what deck I'm playing. Oh, I guess they could be thinking I'm on my Infinity Ultron deck is actually what my call is. And I think we're going to be able to just win, frankly. Like, we're going to get 2 Vicky hands to our hand. We're going to duplicate them both again. I'm just going to snap back. I'm playing Frigga over here just frankly because it doesn't really matter what we top deck, does it? Let's see. We're going to get 2 cards out of the hand. Then we could, like, play 1 into Cloning Bats and Moon Girl. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be filthy. I'll take the Vibraniums as well. Nothing I really want to top deck. I have Agony, Bullseye, Daken, Gambit, and Gambit. I guess either of the Gambits are decent, but I think we're just going to outpower the what looks to be Suji deck that's not playing Suji. Debris and Nightcrawler. Oh, we still got our Gambit, which is beautiful. So we could play, honestly, we could just play Gambit, Vicky. Or do we save? We could also save the Gambit. How would we do that? We would play a Vicky hand into a Moon Girl. What would our final turn be? Vicky, Gambit, GM. Vicky, Gambit, GM. That's 3 Vicky hands versus 3 Vicky hands. Yeah, this is just better doing it this way. Frankly, just better. Vicky, Gambit, another one. And Saba. Hey, you're not going to do enough points, my friend. And Saba still goes off? Whoa. So it's tutored to a 50-50. What do they get? Luna Snow. We're fine with that. We're going to play both created cards over in this direction. And we'll drop a Daken down because he is the most points. Yeah, I was going to say, it'd be quite crazy to win 8 off that one and off the first game. But that's what happens when you get a cheap Vicky and a cloning Vats. Alright, sorry for the rope, but here we are in game 2. Also, I didn't mention it, but we are currently still on the road to infinite. We're actually really close. We are at 90, we're partway through 95. I think we're towards the end of 95 after that last 4-cuber, which would be pretty cool. I did a decent portion of it on stream with y'all, which was really fun. I'm debating if I want to drop a Bullseye or if I want to drop a Frigga. I think I'm just playing Bullseye down. I'm playing around, like I have my whole hand for if I get Daken, so I'm playing around drawing the Daken, not guaranteed. Okay, what are we playing here? We could just drop a Moon Girl, start gambiting things. I really don't hate that at all. Although I would really like to have Quinjet down already. If we had Quinjet down already, then we would be able to play a Gambit and a Frigga the following turn. With that being said, maybe we play the Quinjet and Frigga back to hand, and then we play another Quinjet and Moon Girl. Actually, I do like that play a lot. I'm not going to play on Yggdrasil just because I want to be soaking up as many of the buffs as I can. Yeah, hopefully we get a Gambit or a Daken off the top deck. Either of those would go crazy. Copycat. Oh, it's Gambit. Actually quite scary. Alright, we're going to get a Vicky, which is cool. I'm going to get 2 Vickies, so I'm going to play the created card down middle. Drop the Moon Girl on right. Low-key game I should consider snapping. Sarah comes down. We got a little tech deck. Killmonger would be very scary. Please don't Killmonger me. So what do we like here? We could play Vicky, Gambit, GM. Or we could do this GM. I think this GM still more even with the Daken discard that we're going to miss out on. Also, I think maybe we split up the Vickies. One here, one there. Gambit GM. I like this play. I have no idea what they're doing. We'll stay into it. It can't be like Mysterio Hitmonkey stuff. I really have no clue. Alright. Love that. GM at middle. Gonna eat the Fisk Tower buff, but we're winning on that power trade. Invisible Woman? Is that like a Shadow King? Alright, we're winning. We win the side lanes? Come on. Nice. What's middle? Shadow King. Perfect. We will take those 2 cubes. Cool deck from the opponent. Doing Sarah Tech in the big 2026. Here we are going into the 3rd game of the night. We're going against Mr. No Idea. Cool name. Quick stock. Iceman. I was going to say don't hit the Surge. I'm actually perfectly chill with it hitting GM there. Camartage Surge. Oh, come on. Please give me a Daken. Please give me a Daken on the Camartage game where I have my Moon Girl, I have my Bullseye. You know you want to. I take it this is a show loud gamer. If I was a betting man. Alright, that Gambit's still pretty good. We're going to drop our Bullseye down regardless. Going to play it away just to keep Camartage open for our beneficial on reveals. We could even go for like double Moon Girl there next turn. And never mind, that would not give us enough Gambits. What we missed out, or not missed out, but we lucked out not playing our Surge there. Also, I take back what I said. This looks to be bounce. We win the game? I don't think this is losable. I think we play a Daken right, and then final turn we play Daken, we play 2 Gambits, and then final turn we play Grandmaster Daken. And I actually think it is quite unlosable. This hand that we have, which in previous builds of this deck, it's been a little more common where you get to play. Oh, okay. That kind of messes things up. Actually, that messes things up big time. We do not get to cheat nearly as hard. We're still gonna cheat a lot. Wait, Quinjet, you interest me. You're down to 3, 1, 2. I don't hate it. Other option is to just play. It's a little more straightforward, but we play Gambit Daken into Gambit Daken, and I think I low-key like that better. We get to discard the Quinjet later. I don't really see how we're losing. Also, by playing the created card and the not created card, We're not triggering prematurely, although maybe we would have wanted to. No, we don't want to. Not when they have limited board space. Lucked out with that Iceman proc. This should be a retreat from the opponent, but you never know. You get cope stays. Our Dakens are going to go 8, 16, 32. We're going to get the Afflict. We're going to get 2 Gambit procs. They're staying. That's ballsy. Is this Show Lao? Because all their cards are getting blown up. It better be Show Lao. It is. I think we cover enough. Do we cover 8 cost? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, could live. The Chavez could live. We're going to go taller than that regardless. Perfect. Get 2 Gambits. Just a really nutty final turn that would have been a factor of what? I don't even know. 1. We would have had 64 in both lanes, barring not getting Iceman a whole bunch of times. But we will happily take the 4-cube dub. Alright, into game number 4, Madripoor, not to rhyme. Really good location for our 3 cost cards. Before we hit them with a Frigga, we get to capture a buff. Speak of the devil, there's a Daken. Gambit's actually going to be our best friend this game. I see a Foom. I'm about to rhyme again. I assume it's a Star-Lord. I promise I'm not trying to do that. Could also be like a Pixie Techno-Organic Virus deck, although judging by 2 floats with how low of a curve that deck has, I'm going to guess that that's not the case. We're going to play our Daken down, eat up the 2 power buff. We might even get some bonus energy here if they play Luna Snow, which would be cool. It allows us to Frigga and play down our Gambit. Oh, it is a Pixie deck. They're just bricking quite hard. I think we're gonna do this into Nico. I just want to clear out a board slot to where I could actually draw a card. Would be really nice. I guess doing this also plays around the Foom. Oh, I should have played around the Foom in this lane. That's something that's got me a few times when I've tried this deck in previous weeks. Is this guy coming down when I have priority and he just copies the giant Daken that I spent the whole game scaling up, which is not the most fun experience. Alright, we're going to drop a Gambit down into a Bullseye in the back line. I want to work towards copying this Daken with my Moon Girl. I don't think that's going to happen. We would have had to play both middle. Hit Omega. I only assume we're getting Star-Lorded here. I feel like it's the only... Oh, wait. 50-50 to send the Daken from in the front row into the back row. That's actually a really good find. We're going to do that, and then we're going to play down a Moon Girl over in this location to further prepare for putting Dakens down in the back row. I like it a lot. I really hope we hit the 50-50. If we do, I'm debating snapping. I'm not debating snapping anymore. That signals to me I have Star-Lord. I float at every turn of the game. I have something stupid with Pixie. Signals all those things to me. Oh, no. We miss it. So sad. What are they playing then? Firehair? Oh, Pixie. Did they float that turn? Oh my god, 5? No, they didn't float that turn. They also didn't blow it up. I assume this is... You're gonna make your Daken big. I play Foom and blow him up, is what I think is happening. So, what if I just don't scale my Daken, and then you don't scale your cards? It's a crazy thought, but it's actually a 50-50 for us to hit their Firehair, their Kid Omega. Either of those can really win us the game. Honestly, you probably should retreat here, but I'm gonna make the content clip farmy cope stay. That's what having this guy in your deck does. He yearns for you to stay and lose your cubes. I think this is the first game we're playing him out, going down a... Oh, never mind. We had that Sarah game. That was a lot more fair. Alright, get rid of the Star-Lord. Huge! What next? What next? Pixie, not so great. I think we're probably losing this one. Yeah, judging by that stupid emote. Stupid emote. Yeah. Like I said, we should have left there. But we had a chance. We had a dream. If we hit their Kid Omega and their Firehair, we did win. Did we win? No, actually we didn't win. Their Star-Lord was just too big. You should have left. Yo, wait, this hand is nuts. Can we please pretty please get a Bullseye? I would do anything for a Bullseye or a Gambit, even though I'm beefing with him a little bit. He just lost the game for him. Oh Dewey Vicky hand. I think I'm gonna drop the Surge down, play for my multiple game plans, and not commit early. Also, one thing that should be said, I'm just doing it automatically, but you want to play around Grandmaster all the time here. So when I'm playing Agony, always on a side lane. When I'm playing Quinjet, always on a side lane. When I play down a Surge, it's in the middle lane. Also, you could very often, you can very often Grandmaster a copy card, like a Nico copy spell or a Frigga. That is a very potent playline to do. They're doing destroy stuff. I think I'm just going to go into duping Vicky's is my take here. We're going to go kind of explicative because we're getting a bunch of them. Oh man, that's so bad for us. Thank goodness they're not destroying it this turn. But that is so scary, getting the +4 onto the Deadpool. They got 2 onto the Agony, 2 onto the Deadpool. That is absolutely, completely, utterly, ridiculously terrifying. We're just going to Victoria hand max. We're going to play Vicky, fill up our hand. We're going to play Vicky Frigga, fill up our hand, and we're just going to have 9 million Vicky hands. Monger coming down, we do not care about that. Glad he played it now, and glad he did not duplicate it. Leaves me room to play like my Agony out later, although I'll probably play Gambit, barring a what? Barring a null, I like to copy a null. I think it's probably going to be Deadpool into a Venom, and I'm going to be very scared, very concerned for what we have going on here. Oh yeah, we're just going to do this. Might as well get 2 Victoria hands back to hand, and then I'm going to play out 3 Victoria hands. They're going to be what? They're going to be worth 16 each, which is huge. Beautiful that they had to deathlock it. Do they have another destroy card middle? Carnage? Yeah. A lot of extra energy. They have a 32 power Deadpool, a 16 power Deadpool, which is 2 energy. Then they have 6 to spare. Extremely scary proposition we are faced against. Let's see. Each Vicky buffs this lane by 6, so we're gonna buff it by 18, which puts us up at 53. They'll have to commit really hard there if they want to beat 53. Yeah, what scares me the most is that Deadpool is 16 that they copied, which only puts us at a tie. Am I delusional for wanting to stay into this? It's probably like I'm playing Deadpool, null, death. I don't know. I'm staying anyways. Oh goodness. I could have went super hard right and probably won the whole thing. I think I'm going to lose. There's the null into double Deadpool. Would I have won? 16, 32, 48. No, I still would have lost by 3, which is absolutely, completely, ridiculously insane. If they don't have that middle location, then we just auto-win that game, which is sad. Alright, bonus game, because I'm a little upset that I keep Cope staying. This is going to be the last one, though, regardless of outcome. I'm not one to keep playing and spiraling, although occasionally I have the feeling like I want to. Looks like a copy Gambit type of game to me. We are going to happily take that draw 2. Could draw us into a cool Daken combo. Could draw us into a Moon Girl. A whole bunch of good things can happen off a draw 2. There's half of the Daken combo. Oh, we want the other half because we are playing against a stupid broken combo deck. And we're going to need to go big if we want to win. Notably, next turn 4, I'm going to play Frigga down, but I'm playing her in the mid lane, so when I Grandmaster this Daken, he goes in the back row. I'm trying to make that heads up play now because I regret not playing around the Foom in the prior game and locking myself out from the Daken line. Ooh, we get to Grandmaster right away, which is really nice. There's the Bullseye. Is it crazy that I actually want to save the Grandmaster for the Frigga? Let me think. Let's see. Daken will cost 2 next turn. I will not have 7 energy. Alright, that's way too greedy. I can't do that play. I can do this play, and I can hit the snap button, though. So that's going to give us an extra Daken back to hand, an extra shard. We're going to get a 3rd shard. We're going to play Bullseye down. I really hope we still have priority, and that's going to look shaky. I don't think we will. How do they have so much energy? What? Alright, dodge the Goliath. Can we do it? That is the game. The name of the game. I want this Bullseye to live at all costs. I think we're going to play Gambit into the Bullseye. Float the rest of our energy. It's only 1, but yeah, we're not even going to hit the created card condition for him. So actually, maybe we don't even Gambit. Maybe we actually do Do a Surge, do a Vicky, do a Bullseye. That seems perfectly cromulent. Whatever you do, do not Eliath me left, please. I'll be very upset. I'm not streaming, so there's no chance of sniping. It'll just be a crazy read. You would think I would go for the extra energy, get rid of the Ice Cube, or that I'd go for the Vault. Maybe I'm making the obvious play by doing neither of those things. I don't know. There's a whole metagame of levels to that where I normally don't pay attention to it. Eliath middle. We duck it. We did it. Beautiful. I'm happy. Although there can be an Absorbing Man. Do not think it'll win him the game. If it is an Absorbing Man, that would be funny. Although I don't think it would be meaningful. We're going to do this. That way, if it is Abs Man, we could still get either a Gambit or an extra Daken. We're going to activate the Bullseye, and this should be a nice high note that we are leaving off on. We're baseline getting plus 12 in the mid lane, which just flips it. We're getting a Destroy as well. Key interaction, we are activating our Bullseye after our Gambit. We're doing Bullseye last, which means we'll destroy the card and then we'll afflict, so we can't accidentally hurt ourselves. I believe the opponent only has, extra energy this turn? They have 8, so it could be like an Absman Jug or a Strife Jug, but peep how we played around Foom. Look at this, 3 power in the front row, 5 and 2. Foom is not going to be very good to you. Come on, give me a dopamine hit before I get off and have to go do card by card and edit and all that. No! They had the retreat, but I respect it from the opponent. You know our Dakens are incoming, and that middle lane's getting flipped.